Shalom. Just try to make sure that the live is it's actually working. See if we on. All right, Con. All right, I think we live. I think we live. Let's see. Okay, all right. Shalom. Shalom, shalom. All right. All right, shalom. First and foremost, giving all praise, glory, and honor be to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakaha Kwadash, and double honors to the beloved apostles and elders of Great Millstone, better known as GMS, who rule well. Peace and salutations unto the hopeful elect. The tabernacle of David started with the 144,000, and the rest of the men, women, and children out of the 12 tribes whom Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai will ultimately have mercy upon. All right, we are the Hebrew Israelites. Okay, beginning with you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right, that the Bible speaks of. Okay, and today's lesson I wanted to tap into is going to be entitled "The Beast Shall Hate the Whore." All right, and the beast represents today NATO and the EU. All right, and there's been a lot of chain of events that has happened as of late from this week by Donald J. Trump having certain prime ministers and presidents come to the Oval Office, all right? And so to kick off, you had a situation. First, it was President Macron from France who actually came to the Oval Office, all right? And basically, he had to correct Donald Trump in terms of the European nations that actually helped to send loans into Ukraine. And see, the issue is now, I actually looked up on Reuters news today and saw an article from Spain. All right, you had President Pedro Sanchez that actually sent, along with other European nations, it was projected to be $1.1 billion in aid funding Ukraine. That's the reason why a lot of you, Akim, if you would have saw what transpired yesterday with President Zelensky of the Ukraine when he came to the Oval Office, that's why you saw Trump and also Vice President J.D. Vance, they actually ganged up on him, man. All right, that's one of the reasons why Trump said that, look, under the old Biden administration, all right, they have been trying to isolate, all right, and to do away with Moscow for the last 3 years. And that's why Trump got pissed off at Zelensky, because he was calling out Zelensky saying, look, man, all you doing is every time you come to the U.S., you're just asking for money, but you're not really doing anything, all right, to stop the war. And that's why Trump said you guys need to cease fire, right? Zelensky, and that was the whole report. Zelensky came to the U.S. looking for a handout, looking for more money, when this man was just sent $1.1 billion. All right. If one of you brothers can quickly Google that, if you can type in real quick for the lesson, Spain sending $1.1 billion in aid to Ukraine. This was back on February the 25th. Okay. This is back on February the 25th, man. And see, right now, the situation at hand is the fact that the little stunt that Donald Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance pulled on Zelensky, and also the Prime Minister Starmer from the UK, because he also came down too this past week. All right, and there was a little bit of going back and forth between him and Vice President J.D. Vance, based upon the meeting that J.D. Vance had at Munich about 2 weeks ago. Okay, and what did he do at the meeting in Munich? He pretty much shitted on the whole European Union, man, the European allies. So right now we're in that time where the beast shall hate the whore, pertaining to Revelation the 17th chapter, man. Okay, and you have to understand, Daniel the prophet, he prophesied about what was going to happen. All right, when it talks about the last leg of the Roman Empire going into the 10 toes. All right, and hey, Shalom, Yahweh Shemal Shah Barakatah, the water brother for that, for bringing up that article. All right, so let's start there at Daniel. And man, it wasn't supposed to rain today, but if it does, that's okay, Akim. I'm probably just gonna go to my second campsite. All right, where I got a little bit of covering. So if it does rain, I'll just shut it down early. We'll relocate and then we'll start back up. So let's go to Daniel 2. All right, because see, a lot has transpired over the week with this whole situation. All right, with the European nations, man. All right, and they're coming up against America. All right, now I'm gonna start. Let's see here. All right, I'm gonna start at Daniel 2 and 40. All right, straight to the point. It says, "And the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron, for as much as iron breaketh in pieces and subdueth all things, and as iron that breaketh all these shall it break in pieces and bruise." And this is talking about the ancient Roman Empire, which has now been revived through America, started with the Renaissance period. That's why when John the Revelator saw the image pertaining to Revelation, the 13th chapter, he said, "What? Whose deadly wound was healed?" Okay, because the ancient Roman Empire, being the Western Roman Empire, it fell because you still had the Eastern Roman Empire, which was ruled by Jake. Okay, that's where you get the people like Constantine, all right, and many others, all right. But it started with Septimius Severus, which, by the way, when you break the name down, his name Septimius actually means cutter of the sevens, all right. And what's significant with that, cutter of the sevens, when you understand it on the spiritual note, John the Revelator spoke about what? The 7 heads and the 10 horns. Now the 7 heads represents what? The 7 governments, all right, or empires that Esau ruled out of. Okay, and we know the first of the 7 started with the Greeks. All right, that's why Esau always hops on civilization started with the Greeks. No, it wasn't the fact that civilization started with the Greeks, but it was the fact that Esau's rulership started with the Greeks. All right, so now that you got that understanding, let's keep going. So you had the Greeks, then you had the Romans, all right, then you had Germania Major, Germania Minor, France, you had Spain, and then the 7 was Great Britain, all right. And then we also know out of the 7 came what? America, because America came from Great Britain. And so John the Revelator, the prophet, he actually saw that. And then he broke it down in Revelation, the 13th chapter. He said, look, he beheld the beast whose deadly wound was healed. All right. Because when you jump to Revelation, the 20th chapter, it gives you the time history between verses 1 to 3 and then verse 7. All right. During that 1,000-year period, Esau was tucked away into the Caucasus Mountains. All right. And then what happened from there? He came down, the spirit risen him up to come down. All right, we always go into this. You have something that's called the wild man versus the Moors tapestry. And they showed you how these devils came down from the Caucasus Mountains because it was their time to come back into power. All right, Satan was loose from his prison, man. All right, and so Daniel, when you understand Daniel, that's why Daniel prophecies is so important, because Daniel helps you to cover a lot of what was written. And a key point of that is in 2nd Esdras chapters 11 and 12. All right, because the vision that was given to Daniel was expounded upon to Esdras. All right, when the angel had to break down the Roman emperors, man. All right, Esdras received more of the vision that was given to Daniel. All right, this is why the apostles of Great Millstone always tells you, brothers, you have to understand the prophecies. All right, and you also have to understand the history, man. A lot of you brothers should know the history going into the Roman emperors and stuff. All right, when you go into Second Esdras, the 11th chapter and the 12th chapter. Okay, so let me come here, Daniel 2, where we left off, in verse 40 again. And the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron, for as much as iron breaketh in pieces, and subdueth all things, and as iron that breaketh all these, shall it break in pieces and bruise. And the ancient Roman Empire did just that. Okay? What made them such a vast empire was their military. Okay? And they were different because they had a senate as opposed to an actual king. That's what made them different, right? So it goes on to say, verse 41, and whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, because this is the extension of the ancient Roman Empire that came back. This is talking about today's kingdom. It says, and whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of the potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided, but there shall be in it of strength of iron, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay. That's talking about today, all right? Because you have the beast system, all right? And then you have, you know, Babylon the Great, the whore, which is America, that sits on the top. And so right now, the kingdom, they're divided. All right. And that's why I had the brothers to look up what Spain did. President Pedro Sanchez giving Ukraine $1.1 billion in aid. Right. But we all saw the exchange in the Oval Office between President Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance attacking Zelensky, telling him to cease fire. They don't want to give him no money anymore. So the issue you have here now is the fact that a lot of the European nations, they're not having it. And they are afraid that after the 3 years under the Biden administration, how they've been working so hard to try to isolate Moscow and Russia, they're afraid that the talks that Trump had with President Putin, okay, is going to destroy what the European nations was working so hard under the Biden administration to actually do. That's why now they're coming up against America. That's why they was pissed off with Trump going into the peace talk with what's the name? They was going into a peace talk with Russia, man, and they didn't like that. So this could be the cherry on top to where you're going to see, all right, the beast, all right, they're going to start to detach themselves from America, man. All right. And damn, I might have to relocate now. All right. And Salakia. So what we might do, Akim, is we might relocate. And that's the thing, because it wasn't even supposed to rain today. It just was supposed to be partly cloudy. So Salakia for that. I'm just going to relocate so we can get under some sheltering. All right. And then we'll be back on. All right. So Shalom. So give me about 10 minutes. We're just going to relocate. All right. So I can get out of the rain. And then we'll continue on the lesson. All right. Shalom.